It is April 5th, 2019. I was up late last night. Couldn't sleep. Basically, I was just wasting time. I wasn't working on taxes. I wasn't really doing anything. I went down to let Dancer back in after she had been out for a while, and then I just stayed down there and watched TV. I ended up falling asleep around 5 a.m. However, my initial intent was to go down there and research the Wise cams. I got paid the other day from my mother, and it was like $1,300 or something like that. I think it was like $1,200. And so I was waiting, doing my research, making sure I knew when I could actually buy them. And I had been waiting, and there was a pre-order for a new device that they have, so I wanted to wait until I got everything I needed, and then I purchased them. So that's what I did last night. I spent about an hour figuring out where to buy them from and the best price and all that kind of stuff. Amazon versus them versus splitting it up. Anyway, so I did that, and then I just kind of piddled around, watched TV, and I was up until like 5 in the morning, and I finally started to doze off, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to sleep on the couch. So I slept on the couch. Today, after Tia left for work, I made her lunch and I did all that stuff, but whenever she left for work, man, I went straight back up to the bedroom and I fell asleep in like 5 seconds flat. I didn't even open my eyes until like 12:30-ish, I think. No, I got up one time for just a brief second because I heard my phone ding, and then I went back to sleep and I didn't wake back up until like 1 o'clock. So the whole day was basically me sleeping. Or the morning was just me sleeping. So around 1:30, oh yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. After I got out of bed, I immediately got all the tax stuff together, and I was just going to work on taxes. So I got everything together. I was like, I'm not going to do this in my office because I can't spread out in here, and it's just not comfortable. Not to mention it's kind of messy in here. If it wasn't as messy, I would have done it on the floor right there. But I took everything downstairs, and I just sat there, had the TV going, and just worked on the taxes all day. So about 1:30, Tia's Community Zumba is tonight at the Kroc Center, and she texted me back and forth about something, and I texted her, and I was like, so are we and the gang, our typical group of friends, going out afterwards to eat? And she said, I'll ask. Well, Katie was the only person that responded with a definite yes. So, okay. 5:30 rolls around, and Tia texts me and asks if I'm going to meet them at the Kroc Center. Yes. I'm still doing taxes at this point, and I'm full on just immersed in this. It's literally spread out in a rainbow, or on the video here, it's spread out in a rainbow all around my feet, just so I can reach everything all the way around. And I have my computer in front of me, sometimes on my lap. I had stuff behind me on the couch, but I had to clean all that up, because if I don't, then the dogs will walk all over it, especially when I'm not here. So I cleaned everything up, got my piles all together, made it look nice and neat, and stuck it off to the side so that it wasn't in the middle of the floor. Which means next time I start to work on the taxes, I've got to put it all back out. But I'm fine with that, because we were going to go hang out with our friends, and I've been working on that since I woke up. So at 6:30, I left for the Kroc. A little bit after 6:30. So I get there to the Kroc Center, and I sit and I wait for the class to end. It was supposed to end at like 7:15, 7:30-ish, and it did. And apparently Katie hurt herself while she was doing something after like the third song, and she keeps hurting herself. I don't know why she keeps doing this. But anyway, apparently her and Nunley had been going back and forth about where do you want to eat. Well, Nunley and then we're in her group was meeting some friends or coworkers or something at a restaurant literally right up the road called El Thrifty. At first, because it sounded like a Spanish word, Katie thought that it was tacos. It was not tacos. I looked up the menu, and because at first I was going, I don't care. I'm just here. I'm going to go wherever you guys go. But then I looked up the menu, and it was not cheap. I mean, the food really didn't look all that appetizing, but it wasn't cheap. Let's see here if I can find the conversation I had. Oh. So later on, we decided not to go. And I'll get back to that more in a second. But we decided not to go. Katie was just going to go home, and Nunley and them were going there with their friends. So Tia and I we decided just to go to Tropical Chicken at Easley and just head back, the direction home. She said, "Do you want to go to downtown or do you want to go to Easley?" And I was like, "Easley. I'm not walking downtown on Friday night, and I'm not driving down there on Friday night, and it's kind of chilly. So let's just go to where we are." Well, while we were out and about, we started getting text messages from Nunley saying the food was not good and it was really overpriced, and she was like, this definitely wouldn't be Brandon approved. And then later on she texts and she goes, "This is not Nunley approved either." And then later on I got a message from James, and it said, "This restaurant sucks," with a capital, with the exclamation mark. And I said, "I looked at the menu. That's why I decided not to go." Katie kept saying tacos, but the menu looked like overpriced country club food. And he said, "Yup, that is exactly what it was." And that's how it's written here. So I'm glad that I did not go, because I would have been like, this food sucks. Tropical Chicken was definitely the better choice anyway, definitely the better choice. And the food we got today was actually really good. At least mine was. I ended up getting chicken for the first time in forever, because we've been getting the pulled pork one, or whatever that meat is. So needless to say, I was very annoyed, and get back to this real hopped around, but I was very annoyed because Katie said she was going to go, and now she's not, just because her foot hurts. Well, if we're going to sit down, it doesn't matter if your foot hurts. 2, I drove all the way there. This is more me, because I was going to meet them for dinner. I think I was more annoyed at Katie and the other people. But I drove all the way there for me to drive all the way back, when I could have just met Tia 5 minutes up the road, instead of driven all the way to Greenville and all the way back and then to the restaurant. That was a huge waste of gas. Huge waste of my gas. Okay, so while we were eating, Tia asks me, I noticed that she said, "What did you buy on Amazon?" And I said, "I bought a remote control for the camera so that we could film a little easier when we go to Disney again." And she was like, "That's it?" I was like, "I think so." And then she pulls up this thing. She goes, "What's this? $60. And I was like, "Well, that's the tailpipe for the lawnmower." And she goes, "Oh, well, you bought something else." And I was like, "You talking about the Wise cams?" And she goes, "Is that what it was? Yeah. My God, you spent a lot of money," and blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, like I said earlier, up at the top of this, I just got paid like $1,200. And I was budgeting out this much money for what I wanted to get, and I was waiting until I got the money in my hand, and then I was going to disperse the rest of it to whatever, because usually when I get paid, I don't get to spend any of it on my own. It just goes straight to something important. Well, I knew we had some money, and I knew that there was nothing pressing, so I bought this stuff. I got some toys for myself. I got 2 more cameras, and I got 2 memory cards that go with them. Okay, so that with shipping and tax was about $80, like $75. We'll say 75, because it was 75 and some change. But then there was a pre-order item that's been sitting in my thing, and there's only a couple of days left to pre-order this item from Wise. And I was like, okay, I have the money. I'm going to pre-order it now. Okay, so that's $100. Yes, that's a lot of money. And then I got the remote control, which was $20. So $120. Yes, that's a lot of money. However, I never buy anything other than food for Tia, gas, and basically groceries. That's all I ever buy. So it's not like I waste my money all the time. Once in a blue moon, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, I'll spend this. And I only spent it now because I knew I had it right now, and I didn't want to wait until later on when we frivolously spend it on something stupid when we should be paying bills. So I knew exactly how much I needed to spend, or how much I needed, and this is how much I spent. Exactly $120. I knew it was going to cost that much 3 months ago, but I waited until now to actually get them. Tia spends this much on Zumba crap all the time from her little Zumba account. So it's not like, I mean, she'll spend $100, $200, $300 at a time on Zumba crap. Well, one little thing of toys that I get, and really it's for the house. It's not, I like technology, so they're toys for me, but it's for the house. Security cameras from a pretty good company, and they work. I have one in the attic now, and the remote for the camera that we use to do our Disney vlogs. So yeah, they're toys for me, but they're also functional. There's a reason I got them. I didn't just get them because I just wanted to play with something. So anyway, she asked me about all that, and that's the conversation we had. So then she says, well, this is how much you have left in your account, and it was far less than the, let's see, I still had like 100 and some change. There should have been like $1,400 in my account, minus the 120 that I spent. But she had to pay the house payment. Now, what I didn't get when she said, well, we needed to pay it then, was it was debited on the 5th. She got paid on the 4th. So there was money, and there's still money in that other account. So she used my money. I say mine because 2 different accounts. My money to pay the house payment, and got mad at me because I spent some of the money that was in my account. But we had a discussion a couple of weeks ago that when I get this huge chunk of change, because I knew how much I was going to get-ish, that we were going to finish paying off the credit card, because there's like $800 left on the credit card, and we were going to use that to pay off the credit card. But instead, she takes that money and pays the house payment when there was already $1,500 in the other bank account to do all of that. And I'm like, but we were going to pay the credit card. Well, I don't remember talking about that. But I do, because I had planned for that. So now, instead of paying the credit card off with the money that I made, now there's still like $1,300 sitting in the other bank account. There's like $1,600 in the other bank account. It's not going to get used to pay off the credit card. I mean, eventually she's going to put 200 here and 200 here and 200 here, but we had talked about, and I had budgeted in my account to pay off the credit card. Now it's not going to get done. The credit card was supposed to be paid off before we went to Disney in February. Credit card still has $800 on it. All right, I'm done talking about money. After we ate, I said, I want ice cream. So I stopped by Walmart, got some ice cream, and went home. When I got home about 9:30, we watched our Disney videos on YouTube, and then Tia went to bed. and I'm in here. I was gonna work on taxes, but it's 2 in the morning right now, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to film this, and then I'm going to attempt to go lay down. If I can't go to sleep, then I will get up and work on taxes. But I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do, because I don't want to be in the bed all day tomorrow, and I don't want to be tired all day tomorrow. So we'll find out what I do tomorrow.